Well, as promised, I'm going to show you how I do a handle on cups. This is what the cup looks like when it's finished. And of course that was full of coffee a minute ago, so it's what keeps you working during the day. This is the cup right here that I'm going to be putting the handle on, and here's the handle. Whoops, no, wait, I put one over here. This is the one I'm going to use. And I start out and I pull these, and then I put them on the board and put them up on the fan area, and I dry them for a while. Then I'm going to cut the excess parts away, and this is cupped a little bit so that it'll fit the cup pretty well. Then I'm going to dip the ends of this in water. And after I've dipped it, then I've got this toothbrush right here. So I'm going to take the toothbrush and I'm going to bounce up and down on this, and what that does is it causes a little bit of slip formation to occur right on the handle. Instead of dipping this in slip, this just slightly moistens the surfaces where I'm going to mount the joint. Then I'm going to take the cup, and I know where these go, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to do the same thing on the cup. I start up right below the rim, and I'm scrubbing this and then banging on it. Then I'm going to go down here and scrub and bang. And after I've done that, then I'll go back and I'm going to add a little bit more water and moisten the area again. And I make sure that it's bigger than the area where the handle will sit, so I have some room to maneuver. And when I've got the right milky look here, that's just right, I'll take the handle like this, and I'm going to position the handle on here the way I want it, look at it. Then I'm going to turn the cup like this, and I'm going to press the handle and wiggle it. What happens is after just a tiny bit of wiggling, you can't move it anymore. Then I'll do the bottom the same way. It's in position, and this process is called peening, like you do when you fasten a rivet. Pounding the handle with the handle of a fettling knife produces a very, very tight joint there. Now I have this tool here that I've made out of a acetal rod. It has a ball end. It's a good tool for this kind of work because watch, it's very, very high lubricity plastic. What I'm doing here is I'm bonding the handle completely to the cup. I'll do it down here too and make that joint very, very tight. Now I've cut a strip of clay. This is a handle that I just left flat. I'm going to cut a wedge, because now I have a little wedge that I can dip in water, and I'm going to insert it in this joint area right here. Now the reason I put that in there will become clear in a second. Right now there's a sharp crack with water in there, but when I push this down in with this stylus, all of the water gets pushed out to where I can remove it. If you look, you can see it coming out there too. I'll dry this. See, I've got a towel here. This lets me dry this material. Now I'm going to feather all of the joint onto the handle, and I'll feather the joint onto the cup. Then I'll use this special tool that I have on the end of my hand called a finger, and I'll remove all the rest of the water from the joint like that. Make sure I wipe my hand each time, make sure it's nice and smooth. I want every bit of the handle to be absolutely smooth. Now I'm going to cut another wedge from this chunk that's a little bit bigger. Here it is. This will be the top joint. This piece is also sharp edged right here. This will fit down in the V at the top of the handle. I dip it in water. I'm going to turn it toward you so you can see it. There it is sitting in there. This end, it's a little harder to get down in here, so I take the ball end of this stylus and I pound the material down into the V. What I'm doing here is I'm bonding the joint completely everywhere. This polishing onto the handle makes the joint disappear that way. This bonding into the cup this way makes the joint disappear that way. Then I'm going to come around here and I'm going to finish the joint outward there. I'm going to go here and finish the joint outward there. The final step then is to come here and polish this with your fingers and get it smooth. And now for the test to see if it's any good. Here you have a cup that you can pick up and move around, carry, and that's not going to come off. It doesn't matter how, even when it's finished and fired, if this gets dropped on the floor, we never see the joint fail. The handle will break into pieces, but the cup can be in pieces. And the whole rationale behind this radius is it adds another feature in here that when you glaze this, these areas in here take glaze really easily compared to a handle that's got a sharp V. So this is also beneficial. And of course, this is a pulled handle, so it has a little bit of taper. It has a nice feel to it. The inside is smooth. You want to check this and feel for any rough areas before you put it down. And then when I dry these, what I'll do is I'm going to put them on a board, and I'll move the camera now and show you how this looks and what the cups look like that I've already finished. So here they are, and here's what you're going to see. And these are the cups that I just did. And I point all of the handles toward the center, and then I'm going to put a towel over top so that they dry.